Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Thank you both for honoring us here today. Good morning, Unity East. How are you?
Good morning.
I, have not had the gift of experiencing this beautiful couple. However, I've heard so many good things, so I had to go to their website and read it all about it. I just can't wait. But I want to give them a proper introduction. It is always a blessing, of course, when we have guest speakers, guest musicians, but every once in a while, we have guests who bring the entire experience. And I just have a sneaking suspicion that they brought even more than that. Today is one of those special days. So here's a little bit of what I've gathered from what I've heard from others and from what I've read online. Armand and Angelina have been sharing their musical ministry with audiences around the world for many years, blending music, inspiration, humor, and spiritual wisdom into a message that touches both the heart and the soul. Their unique style draws from classical, contemporary, and world influences, creating an experience that celebrates our shared humanity and our spiritual connection. Today, they'll be sharing the music and the message, guiding us through a morning of inspiration, joy, and upliftment. I invite you to open your hearts today. Be fully present for this experience and allow yourself to receive whatever blessing this morning holds for you. Following today's service, Armand and Angelina will be hosting a flute play shop, and tomorrow evening they'll be offering a really special concert. They'll share more details about both of those as we go into the day today. But for now, please join me in extending a warm Unity East welcome to our very special guests, Armand and Angelina.
That's better than anything I could have written. Yeah. So we're going to do a joy song. We'll invite you to stand up as we welcome everyone here today. The words. And we would like to pray in. We are so grateful that we have all come together by divine appointment to share our morning and our energies and to remind each other that we are divine, holy children of God, not only a drop of water in the ocean of God, but the ocean of God in each of our drops of water. We share this message. We know that everything is working together divinely for a perfect morning. Thank you, Great Spirit, for all that chose to be here today, physically and online and in the ethers. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
And our joy song today is going to be called Make Peace. And the words are here as well. I believe they are. This is just too good. We'll get you started and then you can jump right in. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. We got hand movements like the Macarena. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. If every journey begins with a single step, I'm taking my first step now. If we are to be the change that we want to see, I'm changing myself now. Always a good place to start, the one in the mirror. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. Don't get all funky. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. Yeah. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. Yo, 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 don't wait for peace to come. Be the change you want to see. God has said that, yo. And we have the daily word.
Today's word is guidance. July 12th. In the divine presence, I am guided. Divine guidance is not only found in burning bushes or mind-blowing revelations. More often, it arises as gentle nudges, subtle enough to overlook, ordinary enough to dismiss. Yet these quiet signals are a holy too. A craving for sweetness, a need for fresh air, a muscle that tightens or relaxes. All can be taken as cues to care for body and soul. As I become present to the fullness of my humanity, my senses, intuition, inner knowing, I recognize guidance as ever flowing. It invites a restorative resting of mind and heart. It is an alert stillness that listens, a receptive openness where clarity emerges and gentle directions unfold. I trust the quiet impulses that draw me forward, allowing the simplest moments to lead me toward my soul's fulfillment with ease. And from Exodus 33:14, my presence will go with you, and I will give you rest.
And we have our statement of being. We'll all say together, God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is His perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with His perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. That kind of sums up the entire unity message right there. And we will be speaking the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. And we're going to take you into meditation with a very simple chant. Peace I am, peace in every moment, peace in every moment, peace I am. And magically, the lights dim. I love it. Peace
peace I am. Peace in every moment. Peace in every moment. Peace I am. Peace I am. Peace in every moment. Peace in every moment. Peace I am. Peace I am. Peace in every moment. Peace in every moment. Peace I am. Peace I am. Peace in every moment. Peace in every moment. Peace I am. Peace I am. Peace in every moment. Peace in every moment. Peace I am. And we breathe into that peace, knowing that our guidance, our divine order, allows us to feel peace regardless of external circumstances, even and especially when we don't understand or feel confused. Guidance and divine order bring us back to peace. Allow the music now to guide you on your very own sacred journey into the peace of every moment. In the peace of God.
begin to bring your attention to your physical body. This sacred sanctuary and this divinely guided holy now moment. You're right here, right now. The only time there is, the only time there has ever been, is where we fully experience the peace of God. Thank you, Great Spirit. And so it is. Amen. All is well. All is well. God is balanced. All is well. There's perfection everywhere. All is well. And so it is.
So now bring in that beautiful feeling of peace, joy, and calmness, and bring it into your heart, and just take a big breath in, a deep breath in, and a breath out. All right, well, the other day, I went to my therapist, and I told him how much I love meditation. And he said, you know, you may want to back off your mindfulness a little bit because I feel you are self-meditating.
Just one second, honey. You're pretty classy when I'm in front of you.
Oh.
She's stealing my thunder. All right, so we're delighted to be back. I know it only feels like a year, but it's been a couple of years. But one thing that we realized recently is that now that we are seniors, and I'm on Medicare, and we soon to be on Medicare, we realize our 2 years periods, we're not going to have as many of those as we used to have. And we don't want to see y'all less. So we decided we're going to make a trip to Michigan every single year. There's lots of places we haven't played, but we want to talk about. It's our favorite state in the whole country other than the winters.
So you won't see us in the winter.
Won't see us in the winter, but really, there's just something about it. Just yesterday when we were picking up some groceries at Walmart, the friendliness that is here, like there's a lot of friendliness in the South, I'm from the South, she's from Ohio, but it's a different kind of friendliness. Sometimes it's not quite as authentic as what I get here. Sometimes friendly like, aren't you a nice person, bless his heart. It's like, but the friendliness that we feel here, I've been on the elevator in the hotel 2 or 3 times. There's always people on there. We have this conversation. Last night I made the mistake of our hotel is in Utica, and it's very near one of our favorite drug dealers called Dave and Buster's. Dave and Buster's deals dopamine drug. Because when you're playing video games and having fun, you're just getting filled up with this natural, wonderful high. And I made the mistake of telling this guy, he was there with the kids, I go, y'all going to the pool? And he goes, no, we're going to watch a game. And I said, great, there's a Dave and Buster's nearby. And the guy on the way out says, thanks for saying that in front of my kids. And he said it with a real sweetness about him. So anyway, we love it here. We're never going to wait 2 years again. We just have to love it too much. So thanks for bringing us back. Are you Reverend April? So it is such a delight. We don't want to talk about the elephant in the room. We want to talk about the deer in the room, spelled D-E-A-R. The deer in the room, you don't often get to see ministers because they take that time off. So I'm so excited that you are here.
Oh, I'm so excited to experience you. I had a little obstacle this morning, so I didn't get to chat with you before, but I can't wait to connect with you after.
Great. What a delight. So congratulations, y'all. And more wonderful things are about to come. I can feel that. So we're going to do one of our favorite songs to do. probably one of the songs we're most known for. Our last album, it didn't sell as many as famous people, but it did go aluminum foil, which is 10,000 sales. We were very, very happy. And this song is one of our most popular songs. Everything will be okay in the end. Okay. They're waiting to make sure I say the right thing. Thanks, Connie, for everything. We've been connecting for months to make it happen. Here we go. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Nothing in this universe will ever last. So if you're feeling low, this too shall pass. Nothing in this universe will ever last. So if you're feeling low, this too shall pass. Because everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. We're gonna shout out loud. Sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la. Every happy song needs some sha-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la. Even when the darkness seems to hide you away, after every night, a brand new day. Even when the darkness seems to hide you away, after every night, a brand new day. A brand new day. A sunny summer 73 day. That's cool, I like it. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Just be honest. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la. Okay, here comes the tricky part. Even when it all just seems to go your way, don't get attached. It's gonna change. Even when it all just seems to go your way, no matter how many times you saw a secret, you're still gonna change. That's okay, son. Everything will be okay. Yeah. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Everything will be okay. Yeah. If it's not okay, it's not the end. It's not the end. So if you don't like the weather, wait a minute. It's not the end. When it was 83 here, it's 96 at home. You can't believe all the TV talks about politics.
All right, well, today our talk is titled, I Now Pronounce You Not Guilty. And we will be talking about our innocence, our lovability, and our worthiness.
Anybody here showing up today for the very first time? Okay. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Those are Fort Myers. So in Florida, often the hottest place, if you look on the Florida map of the temperatures, will be Fort Myers. Well, delighted. We go there every couple of years in Florida to do our program, so thank you. What is your name? Ron, very happy to be here. Okay, so anybody else maybe online that might be here for the first time, please give Reverend April a second chance. Because we're always nervous if their first time is us, so thank you. Thank you, okay. Wow, that's exciting. That's a long drive just to be here for today. That's very exciting. All right, so I don't know about you, but one of the first things I heard growing up that just didn't land on me very well was, you were born in original sin. And one of the things I love about unity is that unity is inclusive philosophy. Doesn't matter where you came from, doesn't matter if you had any spirituality or not. If you learned certain things, you can bring that into the unity movement. It's a big tent, and they might apply a more positive or more metaphysical, empowering meaning to what you have. So this isn't about putting down any other groups. Everybody that's doing what they're doing is doing what they're supposed to be doing for the people that are supposed to be there, and that used to be us. Okay, we were all in those types of different programs. But telling impressionable children that they were born in original sin just did not set right with me. I never, ever, I just can't imagine, you know, they say that we were made in God's image, but a lot of humans decide to make God in their image, in their kind of mortal, human, emotional image versus the other way around, you know. So I believe we're made in God's image, but God is not made in our image. Our flaws and judgments and punishments and all that kind of stuff. I just can't imagine a divine being having that. So then I get into unity. I show up in 1984 and somebody says, you were born? Oh God, not again. You were born as an original blessing. Now that felt good to me. And I really believe our inner GPS will respond when we hear the truth. So when somebody tells you you're a perfect child of God and you feel good, that's great. When somebody tells you you're born in original sin and you feel kind of bad, that's your GPS saying, don't buy that. Don't bring that in. Yes.
When I was in, I believe it was a Baptist church, we were doing a concert in Tennessee, and the minister there said that too.
Yes. So think, you know, what used to be just unity is now all over the place. If you notice, a lot of the stuff that made you weird 20, 30 years ago is now mainstream. Because, you know, that stuff catches on, the positive message, the good news, that we are beautiful, holy children of God. And so today we're going to be talking about our divine blessings. The fact that a part of us is completely connected with all of life and all of spirit and connected to God. You know, there's only one presence and one power in our lives, God the good, omnipotent. That means we too are a part of that. It doesn't say there's only one power and presence out there. There's only one power and presence in our life. God the good, omnipotent. Now, unity does not typically talk about our limitations, but I'm going to give you a limitation that you just need to know about. No matter how hard you try, it is impossible. It will never happen. It is impossible, no matter what anybody tells you, for you to be unlovable. Anybody ever felt unlovable? That's okay. That's a mind virus. The mind virus will tell you that you're unlovable, and you just tell them you don't believe that. You do not believe any kind of feeling or energy that tells you you are unlovable. You cannot be one with God and ever be unlovable. Okay? Because a part of us is pure, holy consciousness. Actually, most of us are pure, holy consciousness. We just sort of condense into this drop of water to see what it would be like to hang out in Michigan. It's just it's an experiment. I'm into this guy named Alan Watts. Do we have any Alan Watts fans? This guy was from the 50s and 60s, and yet he says a lot of stuff that's very, very much in alignment with unity. And one of the things he likes to say is, just imagine that this earth experience, you dressed up as an actor, you know, to play Ron. You dressed up as Ron for 100 years or whatever. I dressed up as Armand. And we dressed up to be this actor because we wanted to see what that would be like. But the person off screen is spirit. Holy consciousness, that's the off screen. So don't beat yourself up too much for some of the parts your actor played, and all the other actors are involved in playing this part, because there's a part of you that will reunite with perfection and holiness, and you got to play. You got to play. So, innocence. We study a man by the name of Greg Bear, and his book series, you know Greg Bear, his book series is Real Love. And it's some of the best relationship, maybe the best relationship work that we've ever worked with. We've actually been with him and done some work with him in his home. And basically, if I were to sum up real love, he says, what we want most in life, more than anything else, is to have the confidence that we are lovable, that we matter, and we deserve love and respect.
Unconditional love.
Thank you very much. Unconditional love. And what we often get growing up are examples of conditional love. I love you as long as. Okay? Oh, you're so wonderful as long as you don't inconvenience your parents. You're so beautiful, you're so fabulous as long as you don't inconvenience your teachers or get a bad grade on a test. Then it comes off as you're lovable as long as, which is very conditional. So we bring that virus into our lives. And so he's always talking about do all you can with everyone, because on some level, we're all children. You've heard that before, children of God. You know how I know we're children of God? It doesn't say in any holy text that we are adults of God. So by the process of elimination. So when you're, especially when you're treating with kids, but also all of us have an inner child inside of us that feels certain things, to never ever put the energy out that because of what someone said, what someone did, or what someone thought, they're somehow unlovable. Have you ever met somebody that cannot apologize ever? Even if they did something, they'll kind of they might say, well, I know that maybe didn't make you feel good, but they just cannot apologize. And what they've done is they found out that the reason people can't apologize is because they don't interpret, I did something wrong. If they apologize, they interpret, I am wrong. My being is wrong. Well, I wouldn't want to apologize either if it was acknowledging that my being was wrong. But I know that actually you can say my being is holy and my human actor messed up. That's beautiful because then the other person gets permission to mess up and they feel heard and they feel listened to and you can make amends. So it's the opposite. But for anybody that thinks that an apology means that I am wrong at my core, they will have that narcissistic tendency to be afraid to apologize. And it makes sense. He also talks about, on some level, if people are emotionally drowning, they will splash water on you. You ever been around somebody really upset and they splash water on you? It's not that they necessarily want to splash water on you, they're drowning when they're splashing water.
So he also talks about behaviors.
I like that.
So when we're not feeling lovable or filled up, the behaviors are either getting or protecting. And so these behaviors are like lying, attacking, clinging, running, acting like a victim. And so it's really good to know, like for yourself, am I one of these behaviors, and why is that? Kind of go within. Or if you see someone else acting out one of these behaviors, know that they're not feeling lovable and loved and unconditionally loved. And so maybe either give them unconditional love, or if you're not filled up, then you really shouldn't be helping someone else. Because what does he call that? He calls that a field of...
If you're in a negative thing, and then you're with another person that's in a negative thing back at you, you get into the field of death where nobody leaves alive on some level.
Yes.
Because both of you are drowning, you're both trying to pull the other person down. Right. Yes. So, there are many
and
ways.
Also,
Yes.
sorry, when you're in one of these behaviors, you're actually pushing love and people away. So it's really good to know like what behaviors you might be in and what's going on, and call a friend if you need to talk to someone about it, someone that you feel safe and loved.
And you know what? You have a little story I think that maybe Greg told us about sitting by the pool. That would be a great metaphor.
So he said, you're sitting at the pool with your friends and you're sipping on an iced tea and everything's really nice and wonderful, and someone in the pool splashes water on you. You don't think anything of it, it's just a few drops and it's not bothering you. And so you're having a lovely time with your friend, and then more water is splashed on you, and it's a little bit more water this time. And you're a little irritated, but again, you're just gonna let that go. And then all of a sudden, a huge splash of water dumps on you, and now you're angry and upset. And when you turn around to give that person a piece of your mind, you realize that it's someone drowning in the pool. Because they're drowning from love, is what his whole thing is. So now all of a sudden, when you find that, doesn't your energy and everything shift? It's no longer you're angry. It's like, oh my gosh, this person is in need of hope.
What can I do to assist? This person's struggling. Maybe they just need to be heard. You know. Now, it is important to make sure you don't necessarily get in the water with them. You know, be stabilized. You know, maybe give them some time to release their anger or whatever. He gives such beautiful examples of this, but one of the things he says when dealing with children especially is that, and again, it's children of all ages, if somebody says something to you, any Facebook people, you ever notice that people aren't always nice when they're hiding behind their screens? If somebody says something to you that triggers you and starts to mess with you a bit, that is not the time to write back. That is the time maybe to call a friend. That is the time to maybe go out in nature and breathe. Get yourself filled back up, because what happens when you get really triggered is like an out-breath of all this stuff, and then you don't have as much breath left. So he says, get yourself filled back up, and then you can respond. By the way, what you said the other day, I didn't like that on my page. I felt like it was putting me down and putting down other people or whatever, and I appreciate if you don't do that. But you're not going to be that calm when you're triggered. Anybody ever try to be calm when you're triggered? What happens is the triggered energy comes out sideways. You know, you'd be like, well, I remember one time I forgot to say goodbye to her or something. It was very early in our relationship. And I forgot to say goodbye to her. And I walked out the door, but I didn't really walk out. I walked in, I guess you're just going to walk out without saying goodbye. And I heard her. I heard that, and so we got to go laugh about it. But she didn't think I was in there when she said it. She was releasing that when I was in there. So anyway.
Well, I'm definitely more aware of my behaviors now. But it's good to be aware of that. And so what I actually do, if I'm feeling a little uneasy and angry, I check in, and so say there's going to be a heated discussion, I feel it coming on, and I'm not feeling like I'm really going to be strong enough to do this in a kind, loving way. I tell him I need to, first of all, we call her Medusa, that is her name. She's not fun.
That's Angelina's angry protector. That is actually a positive thing to protect her from being around me when I'm not being nice. Let's see that.
So what I do is I say, I'm outside for just a little bit, and I'm not avoiding or abandoning this discussion, but I just need to settle and be centered. So I go outside and I sit in my chair and I think about, okay, what's going on? Go within, or what am I feeling? Why am I feeling that? And I never go back inside until I'm calm and realize what's going on. And then I come in and say, okay, I'm ready to talk about it. And usually it's me. It's just my duty, my stuff. I say, okay, so it's just all my stuff, and we're good. We can talk about it, but I'm no longer triggered. And then
usually while she's gone, I'm thinking about, did I say that in the most kind, loving way? Did I say that in a way that respected her? And especially since I know so much about her past, I know what triggers are. Was I conscious of those triggers? Oh my goodness. And so we're both kind of apologizing, but we're in a filled up space when we do it. And he says that is really, really a great way to deal. You have to deal with this stuff. You have to talk to people and set your boundaries, right? Angelina is always very, very big on, no matter how much lovey-dovey stuff you teach Armand, make sure you also teach that setting good boundaries is helping. Because guess what? We have to take care of who else? Ourselves. The love thy neighbor has that as thyself part. Who's forgotten that as thyself part before? Easy to love other people, easy to love God, but forget the as thyself part. That feels like the Star Trek thing. The new frontier, to boldly go where no one's gone before. Love thyself. Really love thyself. So years ago.
I want to say one more thing.
You're
There's another teacher, Michael Singer, who wrote The Untethered Soul, and we love that book also. But he says to lean back and be the observer. And so, if you actually lean back, it stops you. It kind of stops you where you are. And so we love that too. His thing is a bigger thing than just and now we're feeling that. It's about being back and let, spirit in and that. But I like to use it because when you actually lay that, it does stop you where your thoughts are. It may not be as loving as you'd like to be.
And when you were talking about that, I just got this hit when we were talking to Ron about the actor, being the actor. Lean back is kind of like cut, and then you come back and you go, oh, this big movie, I can sort of see what's going on in there. How can I play my part a little better? And then, okay, action, and you're back and you're doing that kind of stuff. One great example that I like to talk about is imagine that your teenage grandkid or child or whatever is learning to drive, and you've taught them a little bit how to drive. You've gone up to some back roads and places where it was safe and they're kind of comfortable. And then after you get home, you say, you know what? I'm going to have you drive up to the garage, leave the garage door open, I'm going to drive to the garage, not go in, just drive up, put the brake on, then maybe go in reverse to the street, make sure you can use your mirrors and all that, just go to the street and then go back in. And one day they decide that they're going to go and try that without you. And they forgot to open the garage door. They were so excited. And you heard this sound, and you walked out, and you saw the garage door smashing, maybe the kid crying over the steering wheel in particles. In that moment, you're probably not filled up with love. And so what Greg Bear says, if you feel that, and lean back a little bit like Michael says, and see that part that's really, really bothering you, that's not the time to go and take that energy out on that person. So you might go to that person like Angelina does with me sometimes and say, look, I know you didn't mean to. We'll talk about this later. I'm a little freaked out right now. Everything will be fine. I love you right this second as much as I've ever loved you. I can't love you more, I can't love you less. None of that has anything to do with my love. But I need to go take care of something. And then you call your friend. I want to kill my kid. What you're doing is you're being real, but not at the person. You're releasing. You're releasing the negative energy so your friend can help fill you back up. Well, it's machines, it's metal, it's plastic, it can all be replaced. It wasn't done on purpose, blah, blah, blah. It'll all get worked out. And while they're filling you up, you're feeling loved, and you're feeling love for your child or your friend or whatever. And this can be any kind of a situation where you are like this and you want to fix somebody, give them a piece of your mind. And then you go back and say, okay, still love you the same as I always loved you. You're wonderful, you're fabulous. You will be giving me your allowance for the next 10 years to pay for this store. That's a consequence, okay? That's a consequence. That's not the same as taking out your anger on someone. And we get to do that all the time with the people we love by taking a breather, maybe calling somebody else before we do this kind of stuff. Now, any people that used to watch the Oprah show? So we used to watch the Oprah show. We had this thing called a VCR. And we would tape Oprah because she would come on at like 3 o'clock when we were busy. And then we'd watch her in the evening having dinner. And there was always these great, wonderful messages. Many of them were very, very much in alignment with unity. And we saw this one where these 2 men were on the show, and both of them had been in prison for like over a decade for different crimes. And for taking lives of family members. They had been in jail for that. And they finally got out. They were pardoned because they found out through technology, through DNA testing and things like that, that they were absolutely innocent. They were not the ones. And they were free. You may have seen this episode. It's very powerful. The thing that freaked out Oprah and Gail and everybody was that Oprah said, it says that each of you confessed to the crime. That makes no sense. And that would probably not make sense to many of us if we were charged with taking the life of a family member. And when they asked the men, it was a combination of a lot of things. They said, number one, somebody we loved was gone. We were traumatized. Number 2, we were questioned. Traumatized us more. Number 3, we were booked. Okay? And number 4, we were constantly interrogated. You know you did it. Just admit it. If you admit it, we can get this over with. We'll lower your sentence. Just do it. And after a while, they said it was a combination of confusion, trauma, frustration, and here's the part that really hit me hard. just wanting the voices to stop. And when I heard that, I said, all of us have a version of that. All of us have a parent, or a sibling, or a friend, or a teacher, or someone that put us down so much that whether we believed it or not, we just wanted it to stop. We might have said, you're right. Okay, there's something wrong with me. Okay, whatever. Just to get the voices to stop. And that really, really hit me that all of us on some level have been in a position to where we just wanted the voices to stop, to where maybe we went, okay, maybe you're right. I'm unlovable. I'm not the innocent child of God that I know in my soul that I am. And I wrote this song very quickly after that episode. This is called Innocent, and it will be the finale of our action plan. For a crime he did not do. He gave a false confession, and when they asked him why, he said, I did not know the truth. He was innocent. I thought about my own life, how I was like that kid when they told me I was bad. I offered my confession to what they said I did, and lost the childhood I once had. I am innocent. I did nothing wrong. I may serve the time for the crime far too long. I am not to blame for what I did do. There is nothing I need to prove. I am innocent. You are innocent. Time for justice. This time we're finally gonna get it right. We're finally hearing the whole truth. You know what I did? I fired all my juries and gave myself the pardon I deserve. And now I'm free of the inmates too. You are innocent. You did nothing wrong. You've been serving time for the crime for far too long. You are not to blame for what you didn't do. There is nothing you need to prove. We are innocent. We did nothing wrong. We've been serving time for the crime for way too long. We are not to blame for what we didn't do. There is nothing we need to prove. I am innocent. You are so lovable. You are innocent. You are so innocent. We are innocent. You deserve so much love. There is nothing we need to prove. I am innocent. You are worthy. You are innocent. You are perfect in every way. We are innocent. I now pronounce us not guilty. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, everyone, for this wonderful day where we get a chance to express who we are and receive such love and support and gather with like minds. We are so grateful, and so it is. Amen. So we're going to honor our tithes and our gifts. We know that as we give, it comes back multiplied. We thank Spirit and everyone for these generous hearts that are supporting this ministry, so this ministry can continue to do its good work and this building and all that emanate from here. Thank you, great Spirit, and so it is. We'll play a tiny bit of the prayer of St. Francis to seal the deal. This is love, make me an instrument of your peace. Make me an instrument of your peace. Join us if you like. Love, make me an instrument of your peace. Love, make me an instrument. Love, make me an instrument of your peace. Love, make me an instrument of your peace. And so it is. Tomorrow night, I believe at 6:30, we will do a New Thought musical variety performance. It'll be a little bit of all the stuff we do. And we did that a couple of years ago. And then we have a new one for you. At least 50% of the material will be stuff that we didn't do last time. So we hope you'll come back. Both of them are at $20 suggested, but you can give $100. No, anyway, you can show up. We want you here. The most important thing is that we get to share our gifts. Everything else always seems to work itself out, and y'all always take great care of us. Got together with the Reverend James Brown to sing.